Hey guys!
Alright folks, we're here today to check out a band that was requested to us by one of the band members, our good friend Ken Romlin of Nightcrowned. He's doing some vocals on this band, on this project, and he asked us to check it out. The name of the song video is Into the Embrace of Winter, and the name of the band is Mist of Misery. I honestly think they could have picked a better name. Yeah. Because the moment I saw that name, I thought about Me in the Toilet.
I was going to say we just became 3-year-olds.
Yeah, but most dudes are like 3-year-olds with a driver's license. Yeah, something along those lines. All right, so I did giggle quite a bit. I know, dude. Sorry, Ken. I'm sorry, but Mist of Misery.
Dude,
that's me in the toilet.
Yeah.
There's always a mist of misery surrounding me. Maybe not misery towards me because I always feel like my shit smells pretty good, but the people around me tell me otherwise. So it is what it is. It is what it is. They're not into that kind of atmospheric elements in their surroundings.
The sense of your shit is very avant-garde.
Yeah, it's very imperial triumphant.
Yeah.
Anyways, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
All right, let's check this out. This is me tippy-toeing into the washroom.
No, you're tippy-toeing out of the washroom now.
No, in. Before the mist of misery comes across. Okay, I think we need to stop the jokes. This is some serious shit. It's like raindrops.
From childhood then, through much travail, I've battled with the ills of life, till like a rude and rugged rock, my heart grew callous in the strife. When other children passed the hours in mirth and play and childish glee, I was dealt a losing hand of cards. Yet I was too blind to see.
There's a lot of different acts.
Yet the same story is being told.
If this is the ending, this is a little strange.
This is what's strange about it.
We'll get into it. I mean, you don't look like you're enjoying it, so I wanna get your take.
Yep.
But you have to admit, this ending is.
I don't know what to make of this song, my friend.
All right, so.
Okay. I know what I'm gonna say, me. I know he's your friend, but you know,
Friend of the channel.
honesty-
Night Crown is a band that's
Of
I
course.
consider friends of the channel. So
but honesty is the best policy.
yeah, whatever. Just speak your mind. Nobody's going to criticize you for having an opinion.
Okay, instrumentally, the instruments on this track, the way the track was put together, beautiful. Plus with the amazing scenery shots, beautiful. You were saying acts, like, oh, it's a new scene or a new act of a play. Like, this was like a play.
It kind of felt that way.
Well, it was like a play where they said the first scene, and then the second scene they just got changed, and then they did the exact same scene again, and then they did it again, and then again.
Yeah, but
It was the lyrics were so repetitive.
that's your problem with this? The
No,
lyrics?
no, but
Oh.
that's one of my problems. Lyrically, it was very repetitive.
Yeah, but I don't have an issue with that.
Really?
No, I don't have an issue.
Dude,
I don't. What do you want me to tell you?
A
Like, I don't.
7-minute track that makes you feel like you're in a play. Like, you were totally correct with the acts, because it would pause in between and bring you into a different scenery and, well, same wintry vibe.
So
but
what you
different
wanted
scenery.
was the lyrics to match the act.
Of course.
Okay.
Because what it was a prolonged 3-minute track. That's what it was to me. What I got in the first 3 minutes lyrically is what I got in the rest of the song. Fuck, the first 2 minutes lyrically is what I got in the rest of the song. It was the whole song. If I had a shot for every time I saw Beaten and Broken, or whatever the fuck, if I had a shot for every single time, I'd be drunk. Like, so much. There's so much to build off. I feel like there is so much you can build off of. And,
That I agree with you.
and lyrically,
To me, this song scratches the surface.
yeah, and I feel like this band and everything, there's so much here, but lyrically, come on. I know it didn't bother you, but it kind of bothered me. It's not like it's power metal where being repetitive is the whole gist. This thing, it should be more, just like the music itself should be more
Of a journey.
And what it was I was watching, like I said, I was watching a play, but every time they would
But the
switch
dialogue
this-
was the same.
it was like they were reading the same dialogue from Act 1, but they were just changing clothes,
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
right? There was that, the burying of the vocals.
Okay, that I want to get into that.
Why bury the vocals?
So let me piggyback off of you now and say this. I think the guy mixing this record is the keyboard player, because it's the only way you come across a mix like that. When you have this epic, over-the-top sound, symphonic sound,
Yeah.
you want that to drive the experience of the song, but you don't want that to drown the song
Yeah.
and become just the only thing that you can listen to and just the only
Because at this point, it
experience.
was an instrumental.
There are certain parts that felt like an instrumental because I couldn't tell if it wasn't a lyric video. I couldn't even tell that there was vocals on it.
See, okay, but
So I wanted, you could have the song musically be exactly the same design, the same setup, everything the same, but the vocals have to be higher in the mix.
the vocals have to be higher, but I also believe that certain parts of the song, the vocals, this style of vocals weren't needed in certain parts of the song.
I don't know about that. I mean, I feel like if you're going to create a symphonic black metal sound, you can have a song that feels just like an instrumental symphonic track.
Yeah.
Like the black metal part doesn't come from most of the sound elements.
No,
It comes from the vocals.
It's coming from the vocals.
So, but
That's
if
what I'm
if
saying.
the vocals are buried and I can't hear them and I don't feel like connected, that's why the lyrics didn't bother me, because half the time I couldn't hear the vocals anyways.
But I'm reading them, so it's
Okay,
even
but
worse.
see, but I'm saying if I'm listening to this song without, I just
It
said
wouldn't
that.
obviously it wouldn't bother you. But the fact that I'm
You
reading
can barely
the lyrics,
read. You can barely hear
but
them.
the fact that I'm reading the lyrics is what's pissing me off. Like I'm reading these lyrics, I'm like, okay, someone just skip back to page 1. What the fuck's happening here? Like,
I think this, to me, this has to start. You have to start with the mix. Honestly, you have to start with
the mix.
You have to have the vocals higher up on that mix, because you want the vocals to feel like the coldness of the track, the aggression of the track has to be there. You as a listener, you have to connect with that.
There's nothing else being like blackened here.
And then the orchestrations in the background create the atmosphere that pushes the track forward. You know what I mean? I want to feel the heaviness of the drums. I want to feel like there was pockets here and there where you could really feel the drums coming through, but it was really, at the end of the day, pockets.
Yeah.
It was really pockets. It was not like consistent on that perspective. So you need to let the song breathe. You need to let the drums breathe. You need to let the guitars breathe, and you definitely have to have the vocals in the forefront, so they are the first thing that really hits you. And then the orchestrations are behind, and the orchestration creates the atmosphere that allows those vocals to hit you hard, that allows those vocals to carry you through the song. Because when you're creating a song like this, and you're creating a song in acts, you really have to create a sense of a journey, a sense of a connection that takes me from point A to point B. If I can't hear the narrator outside of the time when the vocals were being narrated, outside of that pocket, because that pocket you could really hear.
Yeah, of course.
Because also the instrumentation dropped down quite a bit. So outside of that pocket, the vocals are completely lost in the mix. Are completely lost. And at that point, it's not a symphonic black metal track anymore. It's just a symphonic track.
Yeah.
So
in a way, since there was no difference between, I mean, there was difference between the acts, but I did feel like overall the acts were very similar. They would just kind of like change momentum. But either way, it was the same as what you were getting before.
the song could have been compressed into like 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, you didn't need a 7-minute
4.5 minutes.
It could have been compressed, and that probably would have taken away that repetitive.
Having said that,
nature.
you still need the vocals in the forefront, regardless if it's
Of
3
course,
minutes,
of
4
course.
minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes. It doesn't matter.
Of course, and that probably would have helped with the parts that for me didn't feel like the vocals were fitting. There were certain parts where it became so symphonic that even though they were the only driving force of blackenness in this song, they still felt so out of place in those parts because there was nothing else.
Because of the way the song is mixed. Because it just feels like
Because there's nothing else
you
there.
listen to Nightwish.
Exactly, but it's like listening. It was like certain parts. It was like listening to the Nightwish orchestra, but having like black metal vocals over it. No, that doesn't fly. Like
It has to be a better. They have to intertwine better.
yeah, which in this it didn't intertwine.
And the way you make them intertwine better is you allow the drums to breathe a little bit, have more heaviness on the drums, not just give me pockets of that double pedaling, give me a little bit more than that, give the drums a little bit more oomph in the mix. Let them be not the driving force of the track, but let them be the weight that brings the track back. So you have the drums as a weight in the back end, you have the vocals as a point of darkness and blackened elements into the forefront, and then in between those elements you squeeze the orchestrations and you squeeze the guitars, so that way you have a little bit of a glue that connects the front of the bus with the back of the bus, and that also allows the song to have a sense of expanding and contracting. It gives more life to the song, you know what I mean? This way the track doesn't have that. It just feels like the vocals are falling into this abyss, and at times you hear them more, at times you
don't even hear them.
At times you don't even hear them. Really inconsistent from that point of view. And I didn't mind the narrator, by the way. I actually thought the narrator was actually...
because I could actually hear it. I think that's why
I actually thought
didn't
that...
mind it.
And I like how the narrator then set up the harsher vocals that came after. So I really like that. But you go from having the narrator up here to then when those harsh vocals hit, those harsh vocals should hit you harder than what the narrator is doing.
Yeah.
And they didn't. It actually took a step back. Like, it's like... It's like a black, if we're comparing, right? It's like a blah in a song, but instead of blah, it's like it doesn't have the same impact. Like a go at the beginning of the track, you can't go, please, can you go? Can you go? Like you can't do
Instead of
that. It
it's
has to be like
blah.
you have to have intent and intention into it in order to create drive, in order to make the song more impactful. So the tools are there. I feel like the tools are there. Instrumental wise, the tools, and even vocal wise, it's there. It's just the mixing is where the wheels kind of fell off.
Okay. Well, the mixing for me, lyric wise,
And the overall structure.
This would all be fixed easily. You up the vocals, compress the song down to at least 4 or 3 minutes.
4.5,
4.5. Still need to tweak those lyrics because I still couldn't last.
And move the narrator as the bridge.
You put the narrator as the bridge. You had many bridges in the song. The bridges didn't need to be there.
No, I think they were burnt, most of them.
Yeah, because you were really bridging to like
nothing.
Yeah, it was like you were. It was like
it was a bridge into the ocean. It's a pier. It's not a bridge. If the bridge goes into the ocean, it becomes a pier.
It's like a town that's connected. Like there's a water source in the middle of the town, but there's still parts of the town where you can make your way through. But there's just that one bridge there that no one takes because you can just.
That
walk
was
across.
like the worst comparison ever. But okay.
What do you mean? It's an unneeded bridge, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay.
Right, you can still walk across.
It's like two bridges side by side. You don't need two. You only need one. Like
exactly.
why you? If you needed more lanes, you just make a bigger bridge.
It's like building a bridge on plain grass. Like you don't need the bridge there. The grass is already there.
It's like building a bridge over a pond.
It's like building the bridge in the middle of a building.
Because a pond, you can just walk around it. I mean, it's a pond. Anyhow, but there is some good raw material there. You guys just need to figure yourselves out. That's all. That's all I got to say. And I'm curious. Is the guy mixing this the keyboard player? Like, I'm really fucking curious because it sounds like it is. So somebody who knows can, perhaps you, hit us up in the comment section and let us know. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed our breakdown. We'll see you tomorrow with another video. Take care, guys.